Hola, salam, namaste, konnichiwa, ni hao, kef halik to all my friends all over the world. Welcome to Entrepreneur Extraordinaire. Is your credit less than perfect? Do you think you have bad credit? Do people tell you, well, you can't buy a house because you're not ready? You don't have good enough credit. You have bad credit. If so, it may take you years and months to figure out how to buy a house. We're gonna share in this video today some amazing tips and tricks and show you that I have personally employed that in my life to actually get a loan, a mortgage on a house. And you too can do that. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't get a house mortgage. So if that interests you, stick around to find out. So people are telling you you have bad credit. You think you have bad credit. You think you don't deserve a home loan. But I'm here to tell you that you can. If your score is anywhere above 600, you have a great chance. Even if a 550 score, you have a great chance of landing a house mortgage. Let me explain how, okay? Let's first establish what is bad credit, okay? Bad credit is anything below 550. That's really bad credit. It's really hard to find a loan if that is your credit. However, if your credit is 550 and up, 570 and up, 600 and up, you still have a chance. It's still not good credit, but you have a chance. And if you apply these techniques that I'm telling you, you're guaranteed to get a loan. And if you don't, give me a buzz, DM me or drop a comment. I will hook you up with an investor or a realtor or a broker that can help you find a loan. How cool is that? To first understand how to get a loan, you have to understand how mortgage works, right? So there are two or three types of different categories of loan, okay? Categories. So let me explain what they are. One is the conventional loan, and the second one is the government-backed loan. There's also a third type, which is mostly for investors. It's called the hard money loan, okay? We're not gonna get into that one in this video. If you do a conventional loan, their rates vary, okay? They can charge you points, they can charge you highest interest rates. Their expectations are higher in terms of credit score. So if you have bad credit, you wanna stay away from conventional loan, okay? Let's just scratch that for this video. So what do we do in this video? How do we get you with bad credit into a house of your dreams? Well, here's how. You're gonna look at the government-backed loans. What are government-backed loans? Let me give you some examples. There's FHA loan, there is USDA loan, which has specific requirements for some rural areas. Guess what? Some of these loans, which are government-backed loans, they require minimum to no payment. In some cases, a zero down payment, okay? However, if your credit is bad, let's say your credit is 600 or lower, or 570 or lower, the lower your credit, the higher you have to bring the cash to the table, okay? Or the more the cash, okay? So just keep that in mind. It's directly opposite to each other. Now, sometimes if you have bad credit, they also charge you points. What are points? Points is nothing but just bringing extra money to the table at the time of closing. What is closing? Closing is when you get the keys of your house and you sign paperwork. Sometimes you have to pay points, but my advice to you is this. If you have bad credit and somebody charges you a high interest rate, is that the end of the world? Is that really the end of the world? No, it's not. And here's why. Even if you get a high interest rate compared to the market, right now I think it's like around 4%. Let's say you get 6%, 7%, 8%, but it's your first house and you want to get into a house, I would take that. I would take that all day long. Why? Because in the long run, in the bigger picture, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're in the house, your monthly payments might be slightly higher, but guess what? Here's a trick you want to follow. That loan will help build your credit, will build your payment history for a mortgage loan. Other lenders after 6, 9, 12 months will be more inclined to give you a loan at a lower interest rate. So what do? You stay in the house, make the high payments for 3 to 5 to 6 or 9 months, however that long, maybe 12 months in some cases. But then you refinance, okay? And I can do a whole chapter on refinancing, but just make a note that you can refinance your mortgage anytime you want. You have to pay some fees and so on and so forth, but you can drop your monthly payments. Hope that makes sense. Now, if you have great credit, those things go away. So when you're applying with a bad credit for a loan, try to add more assets, jewelry, house, car, boat, whatever you may have. But if your credit is bad, make sure, especially if you have any collection items, like somebody's calling you for money, you can call them back. Don't avoid those people. And there is a credit score course that I did, which is called How to Boost Your Credit Score. Please look at that video. Look at that video because that video tells you how to boost your credit quickly, so then you can go, maybe if your credit is 500, you can come up to 600, then apply for the loans and apply the tactics that I'm showing you today. Okay. Let me give you an example. Let's say you qualify for a loan for $120,000, but your dream house is $150,000. So what do? You want this house, but you're not really there yet in terms of your credit. So what do you do in this case? Here's a tip. You can actually borrow that money. You can borrow that money as a gift from your mother, from your uncle, from your aunt, from your dad, whomever that may be, or your siblings, and use that money, bring that towards closing to bridge that gap of that $30,000 that you need extra to close. So you call the bank and tell them, look, you're qualifying me for $120,000, or your realtor, broker, whomever that may be. I have $30,000 extra cash. I want to put the offer on the house. And that's how you'll be able to get that first mortgage. The key thing to remember is the cash that makes up the difference in what you qualify versus what you pay for the house does not have to come from your pocket. Okay, a lot of people get stuck in like, I don't have the money. Well, you can find the money, okay? Non-conventional loan, the government loans like FHA loans, they can go as low as $580, $570. Now there's also USDA loan, the veterans loan, the VA loans are they called. They go even as lower as maybe $550. To get you in a house, and their rates are lower, but also they don't have any points. They're backed by the government, so take advantage of that. Especially if you're a first-time home buyer, there's like a ton of information out there, and you will get all kinds of breaks and incentives from the government. Sometimes people even get up to $10,000 towards the down payment of the house because you're a first-time home buyer. The way the country is built and the system is built and the banks are built, they encourage you to get into a house. So don't think you have to wait months and years to fix your credit and all this and that to get into a house. Roll the dice, try it now, see if you can get the house. Now, what if your score is below 550? Okay, it's really, really low, or let's say 520, 530. What do? There's still some things you can do. And here's my tip to you. You can also find someone who can co-sign with you. Maybe there's an aunt and uncle who has really good credit, okay? Some lenders will make that exception because they are your guarantor. So that's point number one. Number two trick you can use also, which is a longer road, you can use some credit repair agencies to fix your credit, to boost your credit, to take it from 550 to 600 very, very quickly, because you're probably not doing something that's very essential and making some silly mistakes that everybody makes and keep getting into the rabbit hole of a declining credit score. So lastly, if none of these tips I'm giving you apply to you and you're saying that your score is, I don't know, 500 or maybe 510 or 20 and you don't want to go this route yet, call us, call Council Capital, entrepreneurextraordinaire.com. I'll put the link here. Call us and talk to us. It's free. We can help you. We can guide you. If you like this video, please drop us a line, drop a comment, press a like button, subscribe, and go to entrepreneurextraordinaire.com and tell us your story. Tell us what you're struggling with. How can we help you? Okay. You need help with taxes, you can also hit us up. I love helping people because you know why? It always comes back in double fold and triple folds. And my success in life is usually attributed not to my discipline, not to me waking up 5 in the morning and doing all this work, but it has to do with people and their blessings. Prayers go up and blessings come down. I really believe in that. When there's a higher power, if you believe in it, really helps you, and that has helped me. So hit us up. Would love to hear from you. And don't let anybody tell you, okay? Don't let anybody tell you that you can't get a house because you have bad credit. Goodbye.